You are tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Sponsored in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and IDE Computers. Now your hosts, Sam Dunham, Cody Pinnick, Samantha Cross, and Josh Harrison.
Hey, welcome to another fine episode of the Nerd Overload, the nerd and pop culture show that paints with all the colors of the wind. I'm Josh Harrison.
I'm Cody Pinnick.
I'm Samantha Cross.
And I'm Sam Dunham. We have a great show for you guys this week. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into some of the news, like always, we're going to go around and let you know some of the things we've been checking out this week.
I have, of course, been playing a lot of video games lately.
Really?
Yeah,
I had no
surprise.
Idea. Surprise.
I have the new Nintendo 3DS game that codenamed S.T.E.A.M. I always want to call Project S.T.E.A.M, but that is not what it's called.
No. No. I've talked about I played the demo. I think I talked about it on here once.
Yeah, we talked about it, the demo when it came out. I love the theme. I love the characters and how they're based on literary figures, and the voice acting is like corny great. The whole thing is just a corny great fun time, and then you get to the gameplay and it's kind of all over the place.
Really?
The alien turn, because it's a turn-based strategy game, so you have your turn and then the computer has a turn. The computer's turn takes so long.
Yeah, I noticed that during the demo.
Yeah, but it's even longer than that, because as levels go on, there's more and more aliens to deal with.
Oh, man.
And it takes longer and longer.
You'd think they'd have like a speed-up button or something like that, right?
Skip.
There is, and it's not fast enough.
Wow.
Like, I don't understand why during playtesting there weren't like, this isn't going to work. Because it is it's a great game otherwise, minus some difficulty balance issues. Sometimes it's real easy, sometimes it's real hard out of nowhere. Like, I'll still play it because I want to see the cutscenes and I like the world that they've created. I mean, it has a gigantic Abe Lincoln robot that you get to pilot.
Yeah, that sounds like...
And it turns into more of an action game while you're piloting it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, every time I see, like, the videos and stuff of it, it kind of reminds me of, there was a computer game a while ago where you got to play superheroes.
Freedom Force?
Yes!
Oh, I love Freedom Force. I played that all the time.
Yeah, it just kind of reminds me, like, the cheesy...
It kind of has that same feel.
Yeah, like that the way it's animated and, like, the really cheesy, like, voice acting and lines and stuff like that.
And it's very American comics inspired, too, because the cutscenes are all in panels and there's word balloons and, like, sometimes the camera will pan across and you'll see where a border is between frames. It's really neat.
Oh, nice.
It's just the gameplay isn't as solid as you'd like or would expect from a Nintendo published game.
Huh. Now, how much does it cost in the...
$40.
Is that the full 40? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that gameplay issue is enough for me to kind of go, maybe I'll wait till it's like on sale or they drop it down, the price down or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Nintendo published game, so it will never drop. But if you could get it used for like, it's worth like $20 probably.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
Maybe even $30. Because it's not like it's not fun. It's just a lot of waiting.
Yeah. Now, you think maybe they did that so they can tout that the gameplay, hours of gameplay is more?
I hope not. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's cheating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, companies have done it.
Oh, I know.
You take 5 minutes on your turn, and then you wait a solid... It's usually at least a minute.
Really?
And then they make you listen to dubstep the whole time, too.
Oh.
The alien theme music is pretty
like
dubstep.
An hour.
Yeah.
I like to drop that fat beat.
But the characters are so fun. There's Tom Sawyer, Queequeg from Moby Dick. The main character is Henry Fleming from Red Badge of Courage.
That's cool.
And it's got...
Lion from Oz.
Yeah. Abe Lincoln is voiced by Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Abe Lincoln.
Nice. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm sad to kind of hear some of the gameplay issues, but it sounds like the game's fun anyway.
It's not perfect, but it's decent.
Yeah.
All I've really done this week is I watched the new Flash.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I've read the spoilers. So
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they've done some things in the episode I wish they hadn't.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, do we want to warn the listeners and go into about 5 minutes of spoilers or a couple minutes of spoilers?
Spoiler warning!
Okay.
Spoiler warning!
If you're interested in the
Can
Flash,
we get an alarm sound that plays?
I'll drop it in right here. Okay, take 2 minutes. If you don't want to listen to the Flash spoilers, come back in about 2 minutes.
All right, cool. So, episode opens up. The brother of the guy who had weather control powers in the pilot episode survived the plane crash in the beginning of the series. And
Seems like a cheat since his plane exploded.
Yeah, they show like a flashback and like and they fly into the storm, and you see their plane get ripped apart, and you see them falling through the sky.
Okay.
And then the plane explodes.
Okay.
Anyway, he has weather control powers too, but his are he's better at it. He's more refined with it, and he goes on basically a revenge vendetta against Joe, Barry Allen's adoptive cop father, because he killed his brother in the first episode.
Right.
So basically, Flash is running to this crime scene where they get an alert and they find the coroner dead, pelted with ice balls, and his storyline, I feel like it's not very good. Like the second Weather Wizard.
Okay.
He's just running around, they're trying to find him, and it's protective custody and all these things.
Well, he's not the focus of the episode.
Well, sort of, he kind of is, because the real meat of it doesn't happen until like the last 10 minutes.
Well, let's skip ahead to the last 10 minutes.
Okay,
the Flash beats up some bad guys. There's
yeah.
drama. There's drama between him and Iris. Let's just go.
Yeah. CW stuff.
Yeah.
Well, when he was originally running to the first crime scene, he looked over and he saw himself running alongside him, and it confused him. Well, they get to it later. Weather Wizard is creating this big tidal wave that's coming toward the city, and so to stop the tidal wave, he's running back and forth across the shoreline to create like a wind wall to stop the wave. And he runs so fast, this blue portal pretty much just pops in front of him, and he's running, and he looks over and he sees himself, his younger self from earlier in the episode. And he shows up right back at the beginning of the episode, like Groundhog Day style, except he remembers everything now.
So he ran himself back in time.
Yes, he ran himself back in time. But all while this is going on...
The important part of the story.
Yes, the important part of the story. Cisco, also known as Vibe in the comics, is trying to figure out why the containment unit they used to try to capture the Reverse Flash in a previous episode malfunctioned. So he's working on it. Turns it on. Reverse Flash is in the containment center. But it's saying the same things it did in that episode. So he comes to the conclusion that it's a recording. It's not really him. And then he turns around, and there's Wells standing there. Not in his wheelchair.
Tom Cavanaugh,
Yeah. Not in his wheelchair. And basically Cisco's like, yo, you're the Reverse Flash. And he's like, yes, I am. And he's like, why did you kill Barry's mom? And he's like, I didn't intend to. I went there to kill Barry. And he's like, why would you want to kill Barry? They're your friends. He goes, I need Barry to be faster. It's a means to an end. Basically, he got stuck in the past 15 years ago. But he's from centuries in the future.
Like the 25th century or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. And he is the great-great-great-great-grandson of Eddie, Barry's adopted dad's police partner who's dating Iris.
Huh.
Yeah. And then he kills Cisco by doing this vibrating fist, like, through the chest kind of thing. But it's going to get retconned because Barry's in the past now. I think basically how the next episode is going to play out is he's going to remember, he's going to stop Weather Wizard early, and then it's going to all focus on the Reverse Flash stuff. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, there's like, I think 2 or 3 episodes left in the season.
Crazy time travel in a CW show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad that they finally gave us like concrete evidence of what is going on.
Yeah, I was really sad. I was hoping that there was going to be like 2 Reverse Flashes, like one from the present and one from the future that was trying to fix things or whatever. Mm-hmm. But no, he just runs fast enough that he can appear in 2 places at once with an after image.
So that scene where Wells got beat up by the Reverse Flash, he was actually beating himself up.
Yeah, pretty much.
At super speed.
Yeah. It's really lazy
Why
writing.
You hit yourself.
Pretty much. It
Basically.
was really depressing.
Yeah.
But that's all I've checked out.
Okay.
Well, I watched the new CW show, iZombie. When did it premiere?
Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday? I thought it was Wednesday.
It came on right after Flash.
Oh, okay. It was
Okay.
Tuesday.
That was pretty good. I mean, it's a CW show. It was pretty rocky at first before she turned into a zombie. Okay. I was like, uh-oh. But once it got into the actual, like, crime stuff, it got a lot better.
Okay, so what's the major thrust of the plot? What's the elevator pitch for the show for the people who didn't watch it?
Girl gets turned into a zombie. Well, she's a doctor, but then she turns into a zombie and then decides to go into morgue. Basically, she could secretly eat brains. But surprise, apparently she gets people's memories when she eats the brains, and she uses that to solve crimes.
Not just their memories, too, like some of their...
Oh, yeah, the personality traits.
Yeah, because she ate the brains of the one girl who was a klepto, and she started stealing things all the time.
Oh, jeez.
It was pretty funny.
So it's kind of like, what was that show where we had a medium, like, talking to the ghosts of dead people or something to solve their murders?
Was that Medium?
Medium?
Was that just Medium? I don't remember things.
It's like that, but with a twist.
She's a zombie.
I mean, this is based on a comic.
A Vertigo comic.
Yeah.
I've only seen like a couple episodes of Veronica Mars, but it definitely gave me that vibe.
Wait, it's made from the same
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Rob Thomas is involved.
Yeah.
But not that Rob Thomas.
No, the other. But it was good. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it again, too.
I heard a lot of people complaining online about it, how it's not accurate to the comic.
Yeah.
Like they changed her name and...
Well,
Boo-hoo.
okay, there's a lot of weird stuff in the comic anyway, including a were-terrier. A guy who, instead of turning into a werewolf, he turned into a man-terrier.
I hope that shows up.
That would have to be kind of cool. Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lead actress was really good, really sarcastic, funny.
Fun fact, she is a former Power Ranger from one of the later seasons. Yeah, she's a New Zealander. And from like Wild Force or something like that.
You know what?
She's the Yellow Ranger.
I thought she looked familiar. Like her, like I kept seeing the previews. Like she looked familiar, and I was lazy and didn't look it up.
She made it out. She made it out of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
She made it all the way to the CW.
Hey, you know what? For a Power Ranger, that's actually not bad. That's actually pretty okay.
They've been doing all right.
Yeah. I have a couple of comics I want to talk about real quick. Both Marvel comics. I picked up the new Howard the Duck #1 late last week from Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones, I think is his name.
Joe Quesadillas.
Joe Quesadillas, yes. And that comic's great.
It looks really good.
It's really funny. There's a lot of really funny background jokes. I sent you guys that one where it's a scene where She-Hulk, essentially Howard the Duck is a private investigator, but no one will hire him. And he's going to solve this one case, and mishaps happen. That's pretty much it. But there's a scene where he's like working in the same building that She-Hulk, the recent She-Hulk series that just ended.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's trying to get her attention, and she's just like flipping through her laptop, and on the screen is like a little thing that says 20 cats that'll make you forget that you live in a superpowered world of wonder and horror. and this is like stupid little side jokes like that. And
well, that and she's also listening to Taylor Swift, isn't she?
She's also listening to Taylor Swift, yeah. And I mean, there's just stupid in-jokes all over the place, and it ends in space. It ends with him being collected by someone who's working for the Collector, and he's in a Collector pod, like at the end of...
Oh, so it ties
Guardians.
into Guardians.
He's sharing a cell with Rocket Raccoon. And he's like saying, man, I go through all of this, and I end up, in this with a stupid yellow jumpsuit in the middle of, God knows where. And Rocket's like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here, like that. So the next issue is Howard the Duck teaming up with the Guardians, which is going to be great.
I liked the tagline on the cover of that book. Trapped in a world he's grown accustomed to, or something
because the old Steve Gerber the tagline was "Trapped in a world he never made."
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was on like all of his original books. So yeah, yeah. And the other one is the new Unbeatable Squirrel Girl came out, and
that's the third one, right?
It's number 3. Yep, again written by
Ryan North.
Ryan North, with art by Erica Henderson, and again, it's just fun. It's just, you know what? As I'm getting older, I want fun comics. I don't want the super serious stuff, or the stuff that is light on continuity and is just fun. She ends up fighting an old Iron Man villain, Whiplash, and
from Iron Man 2.
Yeah, pretty much, and and he has the energy whips.
Yeah.
So he's beating her kind of handily, and she pulls out like the Galactus like trainer card, because she has in her belt she has like these trading cards of like how to beat all villains or something.
Yeah, they're written by Deadpool.
Yeah, they're written by Deadpool. And she's explaining to Whiplash, no, you don't understand. I had to get to the moon to fight Galactus. So, because if Galactus gets the Earth, he's going to stop you, too. And she holds him up, and she was just getting ready to say, this was really kind of rare. This one was kind of hard to fight. And Whiplash cuts it in half. And she goes, oh, it is on. And, summons all these squirrels who run up his electric Whiplash thing because it's not grounded. You know how squirrels run across, electric lines? It's use that technology, and they all, pinned him to the ground, and a couple of squirrels jumped in his mouth. Started choking him with live squirrels.
With their bodies.
Yeah. And then before she goes to the moon, she stops at a general bank robbery.
Bank robbery? Who's General Bank robbery?
Ah, very funny. But she does this by building herself armor out of squirrels. Squirrels just envelop her. And as she starts, she beats up a couple of guys. Then she says to one of the squirrels, okay, you've seen how I do this. Let me out. You guys just stay in the Squirrel Man body and just keep punching bad guys in this bank while I get to the moon. It's wonderful. It's a great, great, wonderful comic. I love it. Okay, well, speaking of comics.
Let's roll into some comic news.
Let's roll into some comic news. Since we're talking about Marvel, we'll do this one real quick. Marvel is canceling 33 of their titles right now. Or here pretty soon.
That is a lot of books.
It is a lot of books. I'm actually going to pull up the list here in just a second. But the main deal is Marvel is doing a soft reboot of their universe. They're trying to get it closer to the movie version.
Cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And they want to get rid of their Ultimates line, I think is the other thing they want to do.
Yeah, with the whole thing with the Battle World story arc is going to be kind of like it's like Secret Wars meets Infinite Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Yeah, where all these different versions of characters are going to meet in one place.
Right.
So you're going to have 3 Thors and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Basically, and the Ultimates have a storyline going on right now. It's where their world's going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
I can't remember the title of it.
I can't remember the title of it either. But essentially what's going to happen is 99% of the Ultimates universe is going to go away, and the one character that worked, Miles Morales, the
Spider-Man.
Other Spider-Man, is going to end up being folded into main continuity.
Which is fine. He's a good character.
He's a good character. I'm glad. But here's a list. Now, I'm not going to read all 33 of them, but just kind of looking at it, you see Captain Marvel, the Carol Danvers, the one that they're making the movie out here pretty soon. We have
But they are doing a Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps.
That
book.
is something else. Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. But some of these other ones. Let's see, All New Captain America, Ghost Rider. There's Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing X-Men. Let's see, Angela, which was a big deal. Thor spinoff.
Yeah, she was a Spawn character who folded into the Marvel universe as a Valkyrie.
Right. Some of the other ones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Inhumans, which is kind of what was going to take over for X-Men, essentially. Nova, Rocket Raccoon, Spider-Man 2099, the Wolverines, which is after Wolverine was killed off.
Yeah, his son.
His team of
Hims.
Pretty much other Wolverines.
And it's him and X-23, or it's his son, Daken? Daken, yeah.
Daken, like the band?
Yeah, it's spelled like that.
Yeah, and X-23, his clone daughter.
Clone daughter, kind of, yeah. Anyway, a lot of these books are being canceled, and people are freaking out because it's almost their entire line.
Pretty much.
Right now. And a lot of the books that are being canceled are a lot of female-led books like
Thor. Angela, Captain Marvel, Storm.
Yeah, Storm.
And Storm was really good, too.
Here's the thing. I'm not getting too worried about it yet because I have a feeling that by the time all these books are canceled, it's going to be San Diego Comic-Con time, basically, for the most part.
It'll be summer. It'll be summer.
I have a feeling that's what they're going to announce at Comic-Con, is they're going to announce all their new books, all their new #1 titles, kind of like what DC did about 5 years ago with the New 52.
Yeah.
And you're going to see at least 75% of these books come back.
In some form or
another. Now, some of them, like Fantastic Four, is not coming back.
Nope.
X-Men is only going to have 1 book.
Wow.
Because...
Yeah.
And that's because Marvel Studios doesn't own them, and they've decided that they don't want to advertise
the competition.
Other film companies. It's a whole thing.
It's silly.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyway.
Oh, and Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, getting rid of Deadpool. That's not coming back. But yeah, I'm not too worried about this. But yes, a lot of the books just cracked my elbow on the side of the table, and it hurt. But no, they're canceling a lot of the books, and it's just going to be really interesting to see where things go from here.
Part of it makes me really sad because, a lot of the changes they made were really great positive changes, like female Thor and Falcon being Captain America and stuff like that. And with making that more aligned with the MCU, that means we're going to have Steve Rogers back as Captain America, Thor Odin's son back as himself.
No one's saying that a lot of this stuff is going to change back to the status quo.
True.
I mean, we could go through this Battle World event or whatever, Secret Wars event, and still have female Thor. We could still have the Falcon being Captain America. Who knows? No one knows.
Well, Marvel knows.
Well, Marvel knows, but none of us know. None of the plebes know what's going on with it. And speaking of changing things,
DC Comics here soon is going to have... They're basically changing a lot of the costumes of their characters with the kind of the almost soft reboot of New 52, which is not really a reboot. They're just kind of getting rid of the New 52 moniker. Mm-hmm. And we're getting into these other costumes. I mean, some of them are okay. Some of them are not so okay. Like, I kind of like the Wonder Woman in the armor, but it's still kind of weird.
I don't like her stabby gauntlets. She's got, golden gauntlets that have blades on the end. Like some kind of Wolverine style, I'm going to stab you.
Yeah, she should be punching things, not stabbing.
Yeah.
Well, she does have a sword a lot.
Yeah, but that's different than Assassin's Creed stabby arms. I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's what it kind of looks. Actually, that's what her costume looks a lot like. Is Assassin's Creed? She just needs a hood, and that's about that's about it. I mean, I'm glad that they're giving her armor. That it's not that she's not wearing a bathing suit.
Yeah,
but because I think as a comics medium and a comics community, we're starting to move past that.
Yeah,
and I'm happy with that. But yeah, the arm gauntlets thing I'm not happy about. The thing I'm really not happy about is the Superman costume.
Oh yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And
shirt and jeans.
He's just wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
He's reverted back to Superboy.
Basically,
minus the cape.
Yeah.
He's having a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
He's reverting back to, Superboy's a different character, but that's a different story.
And did you notice his haircut? He has chopped it down to where there's no curl, so there's no spit curl. He's buzzed his head.
It's dumb.
So now he looks like Bruce Wayne wearing a Superman shirt.
Yeah. And this promo
No, look at him.
nice
Look at him.
because he has big old bloody fists because he's been punching people. So
You sure
bad.
that's not his cape in his hand?
No, that's.
I don't know that. I can't tell. It looks kind of like.
I think that might be.
I think it was he tore his cape.
Okay, well, it's the art style because it looked an awful lot like he's
like bloody fists.
It does.
So-
It does.
yeah,
Looking
and
closer.
that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like how the S is almost like a callback to the original S.
A little bit, yeah. I never liked the Superman S with the black in behind.
No,
the S.
no.
I never liked that. I don't know why. Just don't like it.
He looks like a total bro.
Yeah, he does.
He
That's
looks like
exactly it.
somebody who would get in a fight at a sporting event.
Yeah, you're right.
Cal Broel.
Yeah.
Like some kind of soccer hooligan man.
Yeah.
Look in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's soccer hooligan.
Some of the other costumes I'm pulling up here. Batman is a robot.
Yeah,
now.
I don't get robot Batman. I don't even.
Looks like more like Robo Bunny.
Yeah, he looks like an anime robot.
He really does. It's awful. It's real bad, and I don't think he's a full on robot. I think
Like a suit. Like it's a.
Yeah,
mix.
it's
Bruce Wayne is inside it.
He's Iron Man.
Yeah, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Why does Batman need to?
I did not recognize that as Batman.
Yeah,
It really doesn't. I
No.
don't see
he
it.
looks like He looks like a generic villain. Looks like a robot henchman that Lex Luthor would have hanging around. You know?
He looks kind of like a cross between Silver Samurai and New Shredder.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, but with shoulder mounted rockets.
You know what? Yeah, why does he have... I think there's a picture of him holding a smoking gun, too, which is not very Batman.
Yeah, that's not great. Okay, here are the other three. They've released 5 so far. Green Arrow looks basically like Green Arrow. This is actually the one costume I like.
Yeah, the least offensive one.
It's the least offensive. It looks like Green Arrow. I still wish he had the goatee
Yeah.
because comic Green Arrow needs that goatee.
Yeah, I've always liked his really pointy Robin Hood S beard.
Yeah.
But the mullet's a nice touch. I actually don't mind it. I mean, look, it's a definite mullet, and it looks okay on him. I don't know why, but it looks okay.
It looks fine.
Yeah. Green Lantern. We can't really see a whole lot of it, but it looks like he's just wearing a jacket with a hood with the Green Lantern.
Another Assassin's Creed kind of. I'm so sick of that design. Like, I've got a hood up, so I'm so cool. I'm out of control.
It's terrible.
He's like a homeless lantern.
Yeah, pretty much. And the last one, the one that I have real problems with, the Flash. This Flash costume is garbage.
He looks like the devil.
Yeah.
There's too much red.
They've downplayed the gold on his costume to the point where it's like dark orange. Is like his costume is like red, dark red, and orange, and it looks awful, and it looks kind of armored-y, almost kind of, which is like the opposite what you want to do with a Flash costume. The guy who's supposed to be streamlined and running fast, what do? You give him armor.
Yeah, like, why does he need armor? He's so fast, you're not going to hit him.
Yeah.
He looks like Red Lantern Daredevil.
It looks...
Yeah, he does.
It's too busy. The design is too busy is what it is. There's just too many lines. It's just...
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
And I mean, I'm all for changing costumes, and I'm all for, taking different takes. Nothing has to stay exactly the same.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
But this is not good.
No.
It looks like poop.
Yeah.
The lightning in the background doesn't help either. It looks weird.
It doesn't look right. Sam, what do you think?
It just looks like Daredevil.
To me. He really does.
I did. I said it, and it's in your head now.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what it looked like.
Okay, well, we're getting pretty close to the break, so let's go ahead and play a little music, and when we come back, we'll talk about some more stuff.
Nerd Overload would like to thank IDE Computers for their support. With over 19 years of service, IDE is located on Delaware Avenue, Marion, 387-3376.
Nerd Overload is brought to you in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More. Replays is the place for all your gaming needs, from retro up through current-gen systems and accessories. Be sure to ask about their free customer rewards program. Mount Vernon Avenue, Marion, across from the Marion Plaza, 751-4072, or online at facebook.com/replaysmarion.
Welcome back, folks. That was Lunch Lady by Adam Sandler, a real... interesting cut. We were just making jokes about it, and it just kind of came to us while we were off air.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Cody, you should be. But anyways, that's actually a really good segue into trailer that we all watched.
Movie news.
Yeah, movie news. Trailer for the new movie Pixels came out, starring Adam Sandler and
Kevin James,
Peter Dinklage, Josh Gad.
Yeah, the guy who created Pac-Man.
That's not really the guy who created Pac-Man.
It's not really.
No,
okay,
I don't think that's really him.
That's a shame.
I don't even think they used the right name, honestly.
Really?
Puckman.
Yeah.
Puckman.
But anyways, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah.
It might actually be a newer Adam Sandler movie I might care about.
Yeah. I guess we should talk about what the trailers is.
Oh,
what
yeah.
The movie is.
Well, the movie it's basically that Futurama episode from Tales of Interest where video games attack the planet Earth. That's what this movie is.
Yeah.
Retro video games.
Yeah.
At that.
Video games from the 80s.
Aliens come down and digitize everything into blocks, and they make pixel versions of
Pac-Man,
giant Pac-Man, giant Donkey Kong,
Centipede.
Old video games that kids won't know what they are.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably recognize Donkey Kong and Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you think they'll do the Space Invaders thing?
Probably.
Probably.
I would bet money.
Yeah. I think what it is they get a bunch of old time gaming challenge people who have Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, you think they get the King of Kong?
the King of Kong guys, the people who do nothing but go to tournaments and try to get high scores on games.
They're the only hope for humanity.
Because they're the only ones that know how to beat these retro games or whatever.
Which was fraud. This is the Futurama episode.
It is.
Yeah.
It's exactly
with Adam
that.
Sandler.
And actually, there's a comic done for was it Konami? I think a webcomic that was Ryan North and Chris Hastings, the guy who does.
Oh no, that was Namco.
Namco, and it was basically Space Invaders.
It was Galaga.
It was Galaga. You're right. It was Galaga, but it's the same
Premise.
Yeah.
premise basically. I think the graphics look great.
Oh yeah, the visuals were awesome. The CG and stuff looked great, but I'm really leery of seeing any movie that has both Adam Sandler and Kevin James in it.
Yeah, they tend not to be a good combination. I understand they're friends and all, but
Grown-ups, but with video games.
and less David Spade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Yeah, he could be in there.
It is an Adam Sandler production. Chances are,
The
David Spade
rest of them might show up.
And the animal, what's his name?
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider's going to show up as the alien or something, probably.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Rob
You
Schneider.
can do it. Play no video games. God. I guarantee no one has said you can do it like that in like 10 years. I know I haven't.
I say it all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
wow.
always say it just like that.
Oh, man. I haven't.
Like, every time a different video game shows up, Adam Sandler's going to have to say the title of the video game so kids in the audience know what it is.
Pretty much. Yeah. I just hope this movie isn't like one of the more recent Adam Sandler movies where it's funny or funny in air quotes for about 2/3 of the movie and then it gets real sad and serious like Click.
I don't think that'll happen.
I really hope that's not the way it goes. Or like the one where he was like telling like fairy tales to like
Bedtime stories.
Bedtime stories. Yeah, I watched that one and I don't know. I mean, it was okay, I guess.
I have a feeling that's how this is going to be.
Just, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Somebody's going to get eaten by Pac-Man.
It's got to be better than Jack and Jill.
You couldn't pay me.
No. That DVD, it's lasered on, isn't even worth wiping my tuchus with.
Tuchus?
Nice.
Like, it's doing the most evil thing to me, and it's taking classic arcade games, which is like one of my favorite things in the world, and combining them with Adam Sandler movies, which is not something I enjoy. So I'm really torn. Like, do I want to see this movie because I love Donkey Kong, or do I want to put myself through this Adam Sandler movie because I like Donkey Kong?
It's a real Sophie's choice.
It is.
That's
Do
real bad.
you love Donkey Kong, or do you just really like Donkey Kong?
I love Donkey Kong.
I don't know. I might watch it. I'm probably going to regret it.
Oh, I'll go see it because I've always said that you can't accurately
Gauge a movie until you see it.
Rip apart a bad movie until you actually sit down and watch it. That's why I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay one.
Yeah.
I couldn't accurately make fun of it until I seen it.
That was a bad night for the both of
That was
us.
a bad night. Yeah.
I'd watch it on Half Price Movie Day on a Tuesday.
There you go.
$5 movies.
Yep. Did you see those guys that put Netflix on an original NES?
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, it barely works.
Oh, no. Because the NES has like a color palette of like 5 colors.
And they couldn't emulate the sound. Like, the
Nope.
sound chip cannot
Oh,
do
no
that.
way.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But it's an interesting experiment in like technology that they're actually able to repurpose like old tech and stuff.
Yeah, well, like they said in the video, they didn't mod the NES at all.
Right. They modded a cartridge
Yeah.
essentially. They hooked it up to the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a cool idea. It seems like one of those just kind of drunken ideas where you're just going to go, like, you know what I think I could do? I can make a blah 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 out of a blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's people who have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah, too much intelligence and too much free time.
Yeah, but you know what? Why not every once in a while do something just because?
Because you can.
Because you can, not because there's a bigger reason for it. Just
I'm not saying they're like looking for any kind of goal or Kickstarter or anything
I
like
hope
that.
not. You wouldn't get it.
It's amazing that they could get anything to stream with the amount of memory that the NES has.
Yeah,
Because it's got to hold each frame into memory, and I can't even begin to understand how they would do that.
Yeah. Unless they put extra memory in the cart.
They could, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like I said, it's an interesting idea, and of course it's an NES because Nintendo stuff never breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why Super Nintendo games were so expensive, because they always had so many extra like memory expansions and crazy stuff in the cartridge
right.
to try and keep up with all the CD stuff that was coming out at the time. So there very well could be extra stuff in that cartridge. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nintendo, they're just crafting just secret things.
While we're talking about tech stuff, did you guys hear Internet Explorer's going away?
What's Internet Explorer?
They're very funny, yeah.
And nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know anyone who actually uses Internet Explorer.
My mom.
Your mom?
The computer at work only has it.
Oh, really? See, I got my folks to do Google Chrome. They're like, no, we're not having this.
Not in this house.
Not in this house. That's right.
Oh yeah, every time my mom calls me for like tech help or something, and I try to, I go over to help. I'm like, why are you still using this? Why? You at least use Firefox.
Why do you have so many toolbars? That's always what it is when you're helping anybody.
That's my mother-in-law.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we can go into why Internet Explorer was bad. It's like the prepackaged Microsoft Internet. Program.
It's never been good.
It's never been.
Yeah.
Good.
It's slow. It crashes.
And because everyone has it, it's the one that hackers go to for viruses the most.
Which is weird because anybody with 2 cents don't use it.
Well, yeah, but
It's the web browser for grandmas.
kind of, yeah,
Like more or less.
Yeah. Now, Microsoft is probably going to roll something else out.
Well, yeah, they said in a press release they were going to.
Okay.
For like Windows 10, there was going to be a new internet.
I think they're going to call it Spartan.
I don't remember what they were going to call it.
Either that or that's their code name for it because they're really into naming things after Halo stuff now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But do you think that this
Covenant.
this new one's going to be like just the next Internet Explorer?
I would like to think they've learned enough to kind of look at the other browsers and stuff and go, okay, this is what they do right. This is what we did wrong. So at least model it after to maybe more people would be more inclined to use it rather than downloading a third-party browser. I would like to hope anyway.
Yeah.
And that's not a guarantee, but because it's Microsoft. But
yeah, they could mess this up 6 ways till Sunday.
Yeah.
Is that a phrase?
That's the phrase.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it right.
6 ways to Sunday. Yes.
I can hear the trepidation in your voice. But yeah, you got it right.
I almost said 6 days till sundown, but I don't think that's
No, that would work. I don't know. I kind of like that one.
6 days till sundown.
That sounds like a movie.
It does.
Sounds like a vampire movie.
Like a vampire football. No, that'd be 6 ways to touchdown.
To touchdown. It's like a vampire movie that takes place in like Alaska when there's like all those nights.
Oh yeah,
that was
Okay.
30 days a night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to go on to video game stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Video games.
Yes.
Nintendo's been making a lot of headlines lately because they are partnering with the Japanese mobile company. I think it's DdeNA is how it's pronounced, who makes a lot of mobile games and services. They're going to make games for smartphones, basically. Nintendo is going to make games for smartphones.
But they're going to be new games for smartphones. They're not just rehashed mobile versions.
Yeah, they said they're not doing any ports.
That seems like a mistake to me. I don't know. I'd like to see some of the original Game Boy games being ported over.
Then they're cutting into their own business, though.
The original, like the old school ones that you can't get anywhere else but like used
The
game
virtual
shops
or the
where you
virtual
can't-
console?
They're the virtual console where they do
the
sell
virtual
all of those
console.
games, and they
Yeah.
want you to buy their system to get them.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna get Super Mario balloon pop.
Yeah.
You're gonna get little like bite-sized games like that they're hoping are gonna make you want to play the actual games that they sell on their actual consoles.
Hyrule Runner.
Yeah.
I've seen people predicting that they might move like Street Pass to mobile, like to your phone, and use your phones to Street Pass instead of the actual system.
That'd be cool.
That would actually be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I forget to take my DS everywhere.
And I hate carrying around my big bulky XL everywhere.
Yeah, words with F-Zeros.
Oh.
Mushroomville.
Oh, stop. Don't give them ideas.
Well, this is the stuff that you're gonna get. I'll bet.
I know.
Indie Animal Crossing Crush.
Crush. Kirby Crush.
Kirby Crush.
Kirby
There it is.
Crush.
There it is. That was, yeah, there we go.
But I'll bet they'll twist it in such a way where it'll be better because Nintendo did it and they know how to make games.
Yeah.
Well, is it Nintendo doing it or DdeNA doing
Nintendo
it?
said they're doing all the game development. DdeNA is just doing the services and the networking.
Oh,
and the,
okay. They're just taking
well,
kind
that's
of
good at least.
the publishing part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to get super polished Kirby Candy Crush that's better than the other ones.
Yeah. Now, do you think you're going to see Nintendo or Pokemon Shuffle, the new 3DS game, moved over there? Because
That would be a port. But
well, it would be a port, but I mean, Pokemon Shuffle felt an awful lot like they were testing the waters for the mobile.
yeah, which is exactly
system
what they were doing.
gaming. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like if they were to port like one. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up.
Yeah, or they'll just give it
over.
another name or something. Pokemon Shuffle Mobile.
Yeah, like something like that. But
There's already Pokemon apps, though, cause since Nintendo only kind of co-owns Pokemon with the Pokemon Company, there's a couple of apps already.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I've never actually looked.
Yep.
I've never spent enough time to look either.
There's the trading card game one. There's something called like Pokemon Camp, which is a bunch of mini games.
Yeah, okay.
But they exist.
But, I don't know. I mean, talking to you guys now, I feel a little better about the whole situation, but I don't know about Nintendo mobile games. I just don't, it doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel
there
right.
are a lot of mobile games I'm not all right with because a lot of them have microtransactions and stuff.
And that's,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's
and
the
these
big thing I'm
all
worried
will.
about.
Oh, yeah.
And
they will.
That's a problem.
I have faith in Nintendo that they'll do it in such a way that seems fair and unobtrusive and right. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo has made mistakes before in the past,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's a logical progression. I mean, 90% of people have smartphones. I know a lot of people that play stupid little games on their smartphones. Essentially, you're going to have either hardcore fans that download this stuff, or you're just going to have, more kids downloading these games and then charging their parents' credit cards for
Yeah.
in-game Mario coins or whatever.
It's gonna make Nintendo a bajillion dollars.
Oh, sure.
Because when people first look for things to download on their phone and they don't know how Nintendo IPs work, they'll look for something like Super Mario. Be the first thing they'll put in the search. And now there'll be something there that's not a game about a leprechaun that breaks blocks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like terrible clones.
Yeah, there'll be an actual thing they can get.
I don't know. It is a bit of a bittersweet.
Yeah, it's different and it's a little scary.
Yeah.
But I think it'll turn out okay in the end. I don't think we'll see our core Nintendo consoles going anywhere.
Oh no, God.
Speaking of which, there's a new one, right?
Yeah, they announced the next console will be called the Nintendo NX. Well, no, it's not it's the code name Nintendo NX. I don't think that's what they'll call the system.
Oh, that's a shame.
What was
the Wii was the Revolution?
Yeah, the
it's
Nintendo
that kind of
Revolution.
situation.
See, I kind of like the Nintendo NX. It's the NX.
Yeah, it's a
Next
good
version.
name, and
I like it.
And if anything, the last 5 years has shown us Nintendo can't name things good anymore.
No, Wii U.
New Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah, that's lazy.
Yeah,
New Super Mario Brothers.
yeah, they'll come in 2 years at E3 and it'll be called the Nintendo Wablo or something just really bad.
Nintendo Winnebago.
Do we even want to speculate on what's going to be different with this system other than it's just going to be updated hardware?
I wouldn't be surprised if it used the mobile stuff. If
Yeah.
it integrated with that somehow.
I feel like I'm going to do some crazy skylarking. It's going to be both the mobile console and the home console in one. I think you're going to be able to take it with you.
Interesting.
You mean kind of like how, basically instead of having a controller, you basically have a DS in your hands?
Yeah. Just like it's a natural evolution of the gamepad for the Wii U. Instead of it being tethered to your TV, you could also take it with you. And maybe it'd be a cut in graphics quality or whatever, but you could basically take your console with you.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
That's what I think. But
Huh.
So, I mean, they already did something kind of like that with the new Smash Brothers, right? Because you can use the
DS as a controller
controller.
for the console Smash
Yeah.
Brothers. As long as you had the DS Smash Brothers.
yeah, I think it's the next logical step. But they don't always take the next logical step, so who knows?
Yeah, this is true. CDI much, but
Yeah.
That would be. I've thought about it before. Like, how we used to have like the Game Boy players and stuff like that. I always kind of wondered if they'd ever do that for like the Wii U. Make like a DS player.
That'd be
like,
cool.
You're like the screen on your pad could be like the touch screen, but then like the screen on your TV is the top screen.
They've done something like that, but it's nothing official.
Yeah. I mean, and then they wouldn't be cutting their sales into two separate markets.
Yeah,
they'd have
true.
just one big market for both.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they do make a lot on just their mobile gaming market.
Yeah, that's where they get the most of their money is from DS stuff.
I know. I don't own a main system, but I own a DS.
Yeah, and I have a Wii, but I don't have a Wii U, but I do have a DS. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Nintendo's never going to go away.
Oh no.
I mean, they make too much money in Japan anyway, so I don't think they're going to Sonic or they're not going to Sega belly up.
No, I don't even think they go out of the hardware business like Sega. I don't see that happening.
Oh no,
at least not anytime soon. They have too much reserve money.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. Like when the Wii came out and the DS got really popular, they were like printing money.
Yeah,
pretty much. But at the same time, though, when the Wii U first came out and stuff, they did take a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But they made so much money beforehand, it didn't matter.
Well, Nintendo executives still stepped down.
Oh, yeah.
After that.
They had so much money, it wasn't that huge of a deal.
It's more of an apology. We're sorry for these crappy sales.
Yeah.
I think Iwata, the head of Nintendo, took a pay cut after the Wii U failed. Well, I don't want to say it failed, because it's still there.
Yeah.
It failed expectations.
Yeah.
How's that?
I mean, it's doing better now than it ever did, but still not as good as it should. In other news, just today it was announced that Final Fantasy XI, the MMO one, the first one that was an online game, is coming to mobile, which is kind of cool because you could play it anywhere. I mean, like, how cool is that? And it's an MMO you can dive into whenever you want. You don't have to be in front of your computer or your console.
I mean, that's cool. I don't know if I want to play a full MMO on my phone.
I think, well, they're going to change it a little bit, I think, for phone, so it's
so.
more intuitive to use.
I mean, if I owned an iPad or something, that'd be kind of neat, but...
I've played a couple phone MMOs before, and they're not great.
Order in Chaos is not bad. Have you played that one?
No, I haven't played that one.
It's basically World of Warcraft, exactly. And it works, but notice I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I played Final Fantasy XI, like, a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
And I played it probably more than I should. I really wasn't that into it, but it was whatever. It was flavor of the week for me at the time.
It's really grindy. Then there's not a lot of like quests and stuff. You just kind of go out and kill things and level up. But on your phone, like, what better way to waste some time than go hit a couple onion head kids in the head with a sword?
I never played that game. I rarely do MMOs, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a decent enough idea.
I'd really like a good phone game that had really good character progression so I could waste time and feel like I was doing something to improve a character in a game instead of just running and jumping over a log by tapping my screen or whatever mobile game is hot right now.
Yeah.
I guess if they maybe threw in some of the stuff from like the expansions, that'd be kind of neat.
Oh, I'm sure they
Having
will.
like the Corsair class and stuff like that. I don't know.
Oh, and sadder news, they're closing Final Fantasy XI for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 2, which is apparently still running.
What?
Yeah,
People still have PlayStation 2 that have modems?
Yeah. And you can still play Final Fantasy XI on it, but not after, I think, April 30th or something. They're closing it down.
Wow.
That took them long enough.
Yeah, but the PC version still goes.
I've known other MMOs that came out after that have already closed shop.
Yeah, it still consistently makes them money, so
Weird.
it's still going.
Even with 14?
Yeah, even with 14, which is by all means way better than 11. I like 14 a lot. That if I had the money to throw away every month to play it, I would still be playing it. But I like Final Fantasy, though. I've always been a big Final Fantasy
I've always
guy.
liked Final Fantasy also. I just never felt like a MMO version of Final Fantasy was that great.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes against the
Status quo.
yeah, of the rest of the series. They would make more sense as spin-offs and not numbered titles in the series.
True.
Because that's a cool world, and that's the one thing you want in an MMO is a world that's interesting and you want to live in.
But each world is different.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not all the same world. I mean, they have the same monsters.
With a lot of the same themes and monsters and
Well, yeah.
crystals.
Crystals. Materia.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, I played the beginning of the new one that just came out, and it is really dark. Like,
Really?
there's a lot of blood and a lot of war conflict that's really dark and not your usual Final Fantasy fare.
Really? I mean, it looked like it's more of a... I mean, they've always had kind of... Some of the games have modern-esque kind of things. But it seems like it's a full modern... I mean, they have
guns and everything.
guns and cars and crap like that.
Oh, there's not... I don't think there's cars in this one.
I thought I saw, like, a video that had, like, some kind of wheeled vehicle.
That might have been 15... Well, no, because they have robot tanks.
Yeah.
So, like, just whatever they want, apparently, they put in it. But
Wait, which one am I thinking of?
It's a really dark, like, war's hell kind of scenario, which is surprising for Final Fantasy.
I mean, not that Final Fantasy's never had dark storylines before.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of shed blood.
True. This is true.
A guy dies laying next to his blood-covered chocobo in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Crying how he doesn't want to die.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a dark turn for Final Fantasy.
We're not kidding.
That's rough. That's rough.
Like, full-on, like, ugly cry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, I will let you know how it turns out, because I've only watched the opening cutscene. But it's not what you'd expect.
Which one was this?
Type 0.
Yeah, Type 0.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Not 15. That's not out yet.
No.
Hopefully this is the one where they redeem themselves from 13.
Oh, you didn't like 13?
No. I like the gameplay. I like the battle system. I didn't like how everything was on rails and the story was stupid.
Touche.
I like Lightning as a character. I think she's really cool, but that's about all the game had going for it is the battle system and a cool character. One cool character.
Did you ever play Lightning Returns?
No. I never got far. Like, it's a 3-part series. I didn't want to drop into the third one without playing the other two.
Oh, okay.
I never finished 13. I've gotten fairly close, but I need to go back and do that. I was doing a series of articles for the website where I was going to play through every Final Fantasy and write about it.
Website, do you mean nerdoverload.com?
Yes, nerdoverload.com.
Every week and find new articles about all sorts of fun stuff?
Yes.
Awesome.
Also, it does link to our Facebook page.
Let's go ahead and do
Are we
that
gearing
now.
up to the end of the thing?
To the end now, yeah. We're getting close enough. Yeah, Facebook.com/nerdoverload website. Go over there, give us a like. That'd be pretty cool.
Wait, let's talk about the poll real quick.
Yeah, let's talk
There's
about
a
the
poll running on our website about what you think the best bounty hunter in nerd media is.
Yeah.
And let's pull it up so we can give the stats.
Good.
See how it's going.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, best bounty hunter. The
How did you word it?
which bounty hunter is the quicker picker upper? like the bounty. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Right now we have a total of 6 votes.
No, you didn't have to say that.
No. That's okay.
You could have gave percentages, and then it would have looked like more people voted.
That's all right. Well, that's okay. Right now in the lead is Samus from the Metroid series with 50% of the vote, all 3 votes.
2 of them might be me.
Yeah. Boba Fett was up next with 2 votes. One of them might be me. And Dwayne Dog Chapman of Dog the Bounty Hunter fame has 1 vote. I don't know what Joker voted on him, but good on ya.
And Lobo from DC Comics.
No one knows who Lobo is, so it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't get any votes.
I just need to throw in a 4th one anyway, so it's okay.
But do you disagree with the way this is set up? Go vote and change it.
Go vote, yeah.
Get your favorite character up. Get Boba Fett back up there.
Boba Fett.
All right, so I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up now.
Thanks for listening.
This show has been brought to you by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and IDE Computers.